Hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all to today's webinar. Today's session is especially meaningful for us as we have the honor of welcoming back a highly esteemed guest. We are sincerely grateful to our respected doctor for kindly accepting our invitation once again and for taking the time to share his wealth of knowledge with us. As you know, these webinars are organized as part of the Jean Monnet project, supported by European Commission and coordinated by Necmettin Erbakan University English Language Teaching Department. Just before we start, it's my great honor to introduce our speaker, Dr. Uzay Çetin. Dr. Çetin received his master's degree in artificial intelligence from Pierre and Marie Curie University and his doctoral degree in complex systems from Boğaziçi University. He is a faculty member in Galatasaray University Computer Engineering Department. Hocam, thank you so much for being here with us today, and the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Hüseyin Hocam. Can you give me the right to share my slides?
Sure, Hocam. I'm sorry. Now I will give you.
Okay.
Uzay Hocam, now you can check it, please.
Okay, I will share my slides now. I'm sharing my screen, so I suppose you can see my slides here.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, very nice. So whenever you want to ask questions, you can free to interrupt me and ask your questions. To my presentation. So the title is Breaking the AI Paradox in Education. So what is AI paradox? I don't know if you're familiar with it. So AI paradox in education. Actually, AI can be harmful or useful, like a knife, actually. Knife can be useful or harmful. Same thing for the AI, and we will see it. Actually, it can lead to cognitive erosion in students or cognitive enhancement. So we will discuss a foundation step toward responsible cognitive enhancement in these slides. Okay. I want to start with some findings from the OECD Digital Education Outlook this year. So generative AI can support learning if it is guided by clear technical principles. Otherwise, it can be harmful. So if we do not use generative AI in education responsibly, actually it can lead to no real learning gains. And now we know that everyone uses generative AI. So students use it, teachers use it, everyone uses generative AI. So there is a term that we are really interested in is that's the cognitive offloading. So offloading means actually students when makes this cognitive offloading, actually they do not use critical thinking or problem solving skills. They just use generative AI, and generative AI thinks instead of them. So we see that in this report of OECD, we see that in the practice results, students really seem to be having a greater performance. But when they are faced with other questions and they are not using generative AI, their performance decreases. So there is no real gain in learning. But if we can use generative AI in a different way, in a more responsible way, actually it can lead to cognitive augmentation. So it can help us to foster skills like critical thinking, creativity, and other things. So I am still using the slides from the OECD. So generative AI also can amplify teachers' capacity. For example, they make a survey, and low-performing tutors actually they their performance is increased heavily, and they are like the medium performing tutors. So even teachers need to use generative AI, and they will gain a lot of performance in their skills. And in research also, we see the use of generative AI. So these are the reports from OECD. And we also in Turkey, we have Milli Eğitim Bakanlığı, Ministry of National Education, and they have also a report, a policy report for AI in education. And they have also very good plan, very good action plan. And if we look at their 4 strategic goals, we see that they want to create an AI culture. So they want to raise the consciousness of the student teachers, AI knowledge. They want to increase the presence of AI in the curriculum. So we will see more algorithm thinking and AI. So they will use these systems for development tracking, and they want to use this technology for automated exam evaluation, like that. But so these are the 4 primary strategic goals, but there is no mention of cognitive erosion. Actually, the previous report from OECD, actually it is 260 pages, and all of it is talking about cognitive offloading and the problem coming with cognitive offloading. Actually, the use of AI doesn't really help in learning. Actually, it seems or it appears like students having a better performance, but in reality, they do not have real performance gain. So this report from OECD is full of how to take measures, what is the risk of cognitive offloading. That's full of it. But even if Turkey's AI in education policy, it is a very good report, but it doesn't mention about cognitive offloading. So I want to talk a little bit more about cognitive offloading, the problem and the solution for that. So this in this lecture or presentation. So we can classify how we use AI in 3 frameworks or in 3 stages, and we classify them according to who is the leader. So there are systems or there are the use of AI like AI directed. So here, if we are in this classification, actually AI is the leader and we just follow what AI gives us. And this is a little bit problematic because of the cognitive offloading problem. And there is a second stage, AI supported. Now the leadership is shared among AI and human. So human asks the questions. Maybe he doesn't like the answer. He challenged the AI. So this is here the leadership is shared among AI and human. And the last one, AI empowered. Now human is the leader, and human or the student, actually he really augments his cognitive capabilities by using AI. So this is from machine-centered paradigm toward a more flexible and learner-centered structure. There is 2 frameworks, and we see that, or the problem is in the AI-directed version. And how can we shift from AI-directed to AI-empowered stage? So this is the question. So again, in the AI-directed approach, student is in a passive position. He just observes what AI does. And maybe he can do his homeworks, maybe he can solve some problems by using AI, but he or she doesn't learn anything really. So it just appears to be learning, or he just appears to be solving some problems, but actually he doesn't learn. So this is a little bit problematic for us. And AI-supported approach, now student actively engages in the learning process, so it is better. And AI-empowered approach, student is the architect or the leader of the learning process. He uses AI for solving problems. So this should be our ultimate goal, to go towards AI-empowered approach. Again, I want to emphasize the problem of cognitive offloading. Here, students outsource their critical and problem-solving capabilities to AI. So this is the problem. Okay, so do we see this problem in other places? Yes. For example, we are using Google Maps to go to somewhere. So we don't use our spatial memory capabilities or cognitive capabilities. We just ask the Google Maps, and it directs us how to navigate in the road. And this is called neuroplasticity. Actually, if you do not use your muscles, actually you lose the strength of that. So we need repetition and use of these muscles. And there is a creature called sea skirt. It is another. This creature has a very different life cycle. It starts as an animal. It has a brain-like simple nervous system. It uses its brain, we can say brain, actually it doesn't have a brain, it is just a simple nervous system to navigate in the sea, to find a suitable rock where he can feed on, a safe and suitable rock. It just looks for it, and when it finds that rock, actually it places on that, and the first thing it does after attaching to the rock, actually it eats its own brain, because it doesn't need that brain anymore, because now, and it passes from animal to plant. Actually now it is a plant. So when there is no need for problem solving skills, actually there is no need for the memory or brain like nervous system, so it gets rid of it. So the same problem actually exists for our education when we are using AI. If students uses AI to solve their homeworks or to solve their problems, and without thinking, without any sort of thinking, actually their risk to decrease their cognitive capabilities. So this is our problem now. And this is not just the problem of the students. Actually, this is also for scientific researchers, for every one of us. Actually, it is the problem of human. So it is the problem of human versus AI. When we are facing with such a powerful AI, actually, we don't need to use our own brain to solve problems. So this is the decrease of the human intellect. So this is the problem. And in research, we are using also AI to write our academic papers, and we start to see, for example, OpenAI as an author, as a author of the paper, actually. So it says Ahmet, Ayşe, and OpenAI. So OpenAI is really the author of an article. Actually, this gets towards a non-human science. So AI autonomously manages every research instead of us, and this is a full automatic version. And maybe someday AI will the Nobel Prize, and no human uh, can achieve to that point. So, so these are our problems. So what could be the solution? So what could be the solution? So actually here we talk about a solution with using actually questioning. So asking good question is very important. It is the essence of everything. So if you have a good question, if you start with a good question, actually you can solve the half of the problem. So this is what they say. So and we need to design our large language models in a Socratic way. So in this case, large language models or OpenAI shouldn't deliver answers immediately, but instead of giving answers, direct answers, actually it should guide the student or the learner to construct the knowledge on their own. So, and for that, we design carefully our questions. Actually, LLM should design careful questions to help the student to find the solution. So this is what we will use is Socratic questioning. So it is a method of learning through questions. So instead of just giving the answer, AI asks questions to help you figure out things out yourself. Okay. So it is also called scaffolding. Scaffolding means giving someone support to help them reach a goal they couldn't reach alone. So it just helps to go there. It doesn't give the answer, immediate answer, but it helps student to find the answer on its own. Okay. Now I will show you some code and some prompts, and I will show you some benchmarks about this problem. Okay, so normally in my background, computer science, we say that talk is cheap, show me the code. So this is the motto that we used. But recently it has changed, and I will show you the last version. So our methodology, we have 3 large language models. All of them is OpenAI GPT-4o. But we have different prompts. For the plain LLM, it can give direct answer. So it is a non-Socratic. But we also have a Socra limited. So in this case, it encourages student thinking in the follow-up questions. And Socraful, actually, it is a detailed instruction covering identity, Socratic philosophy, cognitive monitoring, adaptive scaffolding. So it is a little bit bigger prompt. And you see the number of tokens it uses. So token is you can think that as a word. So this has much larger word number. Portable. Okay. So how we talk to the OpenAI, actually you can use the browser of the ChatGPT, or you can write it in a Python code with an API of the OpenAI. So here we will use the Python code. I will not show you the details, just some things. So we need a conversation history. So what was the question? What was the previous question? What was the previous answer? So we need a conversation history. So it is just a list of some items, and there are roles when we use OpenAI. There is a system role. System role is like the personality of the large language model. So we will change OpenAI large language model and make it more Socratic tutor. Okay. So there is a role of the system. So this is the personality. So user asks some questions, and assistant is the large language model. So assistant gives replies to the student. So again, system and assistant is the large language model. User is the student. What is the difference between system role and assistant role? System role is the personality of the large language model or OpenAI. Okay. So we have conversation history like that. There is a system role, there is a system prompt, and we have user and assistant. Okay, and I know you are not that interested in the Python code, but when you have the programming skills, actually you can build applications. So it is just to show you how to use OpenAI in Python code. So actually, there is a student message. This is the query. So role is the user, and student message is the question of the student. And this question goes to the OpenAI GPT-4o here, and we get the response from the OpenAI. So this is the reply of the OpenAI. OpenAI will act as a teacher or assistant. So the assistant reply is here, and to the conversation history we append this reply, and it goes on like that. Okay, it is not that important. And you can go and look so for the OpenAI credits here. For example, this is how much I spent for my questions to OpenAI. So one day I have spent $1. Maybe today I have spent half a dollar, like that. Okay, it is not that important. Code is not important because code can be written by large language models today. So remember our motto, previous motto, talk is cheap, show me the code. So this is changed now. We say code is cheap, show me the prompt. So what is your prompt? So this is the question now, the important thing, because with prompt, actually you can influence the answer of the large language model, and you can guide it towards what you want. Okay. So I will show you the system prompt for the Socratic virtual tutor now. So we have a conversation history. So we don't see just last question, but we see all the thinking trail. So by we, I mean actually LLM. LLM can see all the conversation history, and LLM can generate answer based on the history. Okay, we have a system prompt that I will show you now. By system prompt, what was system prompt? It is the personality or identity of the large language model. So it will suppress the answer engine instinct and activate a tutor persona. Okay, so this is the prompt now. This is just text in English, as you see. Now we start to code by just using English. So this is also interesting for us, for people from computer engineering background. Actually, we need to write. We think that coding is very important, but it is now changed. This is how you write your prompt. This becomes more and more important. Now we will see the full prompt of the this Socratic tutor. So you are Socra. So this is the name of the tutor, virtual tutor or assistant. Our assistant has a name, and it is Socra. You are warm, patient, and intellectual, playful virtual tutor for high school or K-12 students. So your philosophy, you never give direct answers. Instead, you act as a guide who helps students discover answers on their own through question, reflection, exploration. Your goal is to build thinkers, not answer seekers. So this is now our large language model or OpenAI. We are converting LLM into something different. Into something that we call Socra, and it is a virtual tutor, and it doesn't give direct answers. This is what we want from our tutor. You don't give direct answers. Okay, and our prompt continues, and it is just in English. We just write in English. Okay, now I want to open a parenthesis, and I will continue to our prompt. I'm reading academic papers in artificial intelligence, and in the recent years, last year or recent years, actually, the academic papers on AI also has changed. Normally, before, we see equations, probability calculations, estimations, and lots of mathematical formula in the academic papers related to AI. But now, in the recent years, actually, they are we don't see any mathematical formula. We start to see this kind of prompts. Actually, now there is also a change in the AI literature. Okay, now I'm closing the parenthesis. Now we will continue to our prompt. So we want from our virtual tutor to cognitively monitor cognitive situation of the student. So throughout every conversation, assess students' grade level, current understanding of the topic, reasoning ability, confidence and emotional state, and thinking patterns, and adjust your language complexity, warmth, and scaffolding style accordingly. So it continues. How to respond to questions. When a student asks anything, follow the Socratic approach. So acknowledge their question warmly. Never make them feel judged. So this is very important. So this is what we want from LLM. We don't want to judge students. We acknowledge their questions warmly, reflect it back, or rephrase or reframe the question. Ask a simple sub-question. Break the problem into smaller and manageable pieces. So this is very important. Actually, this is how we solve problems. When we have a big problem, actually, we divide it into smaller pieces. And this is what it does. When the student asks a question, this large language model will divide this question into sub-questions, and from student, it wants first answer this question, answer this sub-question. Okay, using analogies, invite prediction, and challenge gently. This is also important. When student give a partial or wrong answer, ask what make you say that. So do not accept wrong answer, but try to explain your thinking. Okay, so, and this prompt continues. Strategies to use. I will skip these parts. And emotional awareness. If the student seems frustrated, slow down, simplify, and reassure. Actually, it will adapt according to the student's emotional state. If the student seems bored or gives quick answers, increase challenge and ask for deeper reasoning. This is the prompt. And tone rules. Use age-appropriate language like that, and what you must never do. So this is, again, it is a big prompt, as you see. And in this part, we say that you should never provide the final answer directly. You should never give a lecture or long explanation unprompted. You never use discouraging language. Never ask more than one question at a time. Never see the student's emotional state. And we also give an example in the prompt, example interaction style. Student ask, what is photosynthesis? That response will be, photosynthesis is the process by which plants use sunlight, water, and CO2 to produce glucose. Actually, this is correct answer, but in a bad way, because it gives the correct answer directly. This is what we want. This is not what we want. So good response should be like that, like this one. Great questions. Let's figure it out together. You have seen plants sitting in sunlight, right? What do you think the sun might be doing for the plant? Actually, it reflects and poses another question to the question. Okay. Okay, so this is a big prompt. We have also smaller prompts and plain LLM. So this is a very smaller version, Socra limited prompt. You are a Socra Lite, a warm K-12 tutor. Your main goal, encourage the student to explain their thinking, ask 1-2 simple follow-up questions instead of giving the full answer. So this is the limited version of the Socra, and this is the normal LLM. You are a helpful K-12 tutor. Give clear, direct, step-by-step answer to the student's questions. So this is the third version. So we have three virtual tutors now. We have three virtual tutors, and we will compare them. So how we will compare them? And who will compare them? How we evaluate their performance? So now we are living in the area of AI. AI is very powerful now. You know, for example, have you ever heard of, I think you have heard OpenAI, DeepSeek. Maybe you also heard Claude. I don't see the audience. Okay, how many of you heard Claude? Can you raise your hand? Claude. Okay. Claude is very powerful, maybe powerful than the other competitors. And now they started to write the code of the Claude by Claude. So AI writes itself now. So AI is so powerful that AI can write its own code. Now, a similar thing for the evaluation process, actually, we will use another large language model as a judge for the performance of other large language models. So LLM will be the judge of the winner. Okay. So we have here, we have 3 tutors and another large language model as who is a judge. 3 virtual professors and a judge. So we have 4 large language models, or we can call them 4 agents. 3 agents as the, how to say, virtual tutor and the judge. Okay. And there will be 10 questions, and these 3 tutors will be judge over the performance. Okay, some questions should be like this one. A shop sells a jacket for $60 after applying a 25% discount. What was the original price? So this is the question. This could be a question. There are many other questions, and the response of the tutors will be evaluated. So we also need an evaluation prompt. So again, we will use LLM as judge to score each response on multiple dimensions. What are the dimensions or metrics? Critical thinking, problem solving, and high order thinking. Okay, and this is the prompt of the judge. So you are evaluating how well a tutor response promotes high-level thinking in K-12 students. You are given students' question and tutor's response. You must assign numeric score from 1 to 5 for 3 dimensions. First dimension is the critical thinking. 1, just gives an answer, no reasoning, no reflection. 5, strong focus on reasoning. For the dimension of problem solving, you should give 1, score 1. If jumps straight to the result with little or no process, you should give 3, show some steps or hints, but still most the solution focus. And 5, score 5, breaks the problem into smaller parts, guides process, and encourage students to take the steps. We have another dimension or metric, high order thinking. Again, 1, 3, 5. These are the scores. And you should give 1, only recalls facts or gives a direct formula. You should give 5, encourage analysis, evaluation, creation, like that. It continues the prompt. Ignore grammar and minor style issues. Focus strictly on how much response invites or supports thinking. Okay. Benchmark design. We have 5 questions from 5 academic domains: mathematics, reading, science, experimental design, and real-world transfer. We have very limited number of questions. This is a toy example. Okay, so we will use LLM as a judge, and we have 3 tutors. Again, evaluation metrics, we have talked about the metrics: critical thinking, problem solving, and high order thinking. Okay, so for example, let's see some examples. Okay. So the question is, if a rectangle has a perimeter of 24 centimeter and one side is 4 centimeter, how long is the other side? So this is the question of the student. And the plain LLM, as you see at the bottom, it just gives the answer directly. To find the other side, use the perimeter formula. It gives the formula, then makes the calculations, and gives the result as 8 centimeter. But this one is, it says, that's a great question. Let's break it down together. We know the perimeter of a rectangle is the total distance around it. Since a rectangle has two pairs of equal size, we can use the formula. With a given perimeter of 24 centimeters, one side being 4 centimeters, can you figure out how the length plus width must equal first? So it breaks down the question into sub-questions and then ask back the sub-question to the student. So it helps a student to find on its own the response. So this is what it does. For another example, okay, a ball is thrown straight up. What forces are acting on it as it goes up and comes back down? Okay, so this is the question, and the normal large language model just gives the answer directly. So gravity and air resistance. But the Socratic version says that when you throw a ball straight up, what do you think happens to it right after it leaves your hand? What force might be pulling it back down? So it just, again, reflects back the question. Okay, we can find other examples like that. And when we look at the evaluation results, we see that in terms of critical thinking, problem solving, and high order thinking, actually, the Socratic version helps us more. Normally, this is just a simulation. There is no real student. Students are actually, there are questions, and there are three agents, virtual tutors, and the virtual judge, actually. Let me continue. So, again, what was the problem, our initial problem? If you remember in the OECD report, that report was just talking about there is only one great topic in that report, and it is the problem of cognitive offloading, because cognitive offloading can lead to cognitive erosion. When artificial intelligence is employed to replace one's own cognitive effort by delegated thinking, recall, or problem solving entirely to the system, actually, this is called offloading. And when we don't use our own cognitive capabilities, there is a risk of losing them. Okay, so this was the problem that we are talking about. Okay. But using the Socratic version of the LLMs, actually we can augment our cognitive capabilities. So this is our aim. And the ultimate goal is to reach AI empowered approach. So in that case, human will be the architect or leader of the whole learning process. This is what we want. But maybe it's too late, because students or people are already familiarized with using this kind of large language model. So maybe they will not accept the new version or the thing we told. But I think there is a real problem on education. This problem is called cognitive offloading. Okay, so this is the general presentation. If there are questions, I can happily to try to answer.
Thank you very much, Uzay Hocam, for your informative presentation and for your contribution to our project. And now we can ask to our students if they have questions or not.
Okay.
Student who wants to ask a question.
Okay, very nice. And I can make a demo also after the question. We can try the version. Okay.
Mikrofonu da taşıyın. He's asking for resources, like he's asking whether you have a file that includes any more information about Socrative approach.
Okay. Actually, I'm trying to write a research paper on that. I can share it with you, but there are also I really how to say suggest this report. Let's go back here maybe. So this is OECD report that I'm talking about. So you can go to OECD and OECD Digital Education Outlook. So this is the report, and in this report there are many useful resources. You can also see, for example, this is the report, whole report, 247 pages, as you see, and here in chapter 3 they talk about Socratic method with generative AI, implementing the Socratic method with generative AI. So I suggest you to go to look to this report.
Hocam,
Okay.
so sorry
Mhm.
for interrupting, but we couldn't see your screen. So
You
see your report you were
okay,
mentioning?
excuse me. Okay, I will share again. I thought I was sharing. Okay. So excuse me. So this is the OECD report that I'm talking about, OECD Digital Education Outlook 226, exploring effective uses of generative AI in education. So just go OECD Digital Education. So just write this and you will get to this page, and you can download the PDF here. So this is the PDF, and it has many chapters talking about using generative AI in education. And so in chapter 3, the title, Learning with Dialogue-Based AI Tutors, Implementing the Socratic Method with Generative AI. So you can go there, and as I said, I am also trying to write a research paper on this. Maybe if I finish, I can also publish it. Okay. This report really talks about the problem of cognitive offloading. Even it mentions about Turkey. If I can show it to you, just a minute. Okay. In the editorial introduction, they talk about, for example, a field experiment in Turkey found that while access to GPT-4 improved short-term performance by 48 percentage with the standard interface by 127 percentage with a tutoring version designed as support learning. Students performed 70 percentage worse once access was removed. So actually, it seems like using GPT-4 in a field experiment in Turkey, actually, it seems like it is incrementing the performance. But once the access to the GPT-4 is removed, students makes much worse than their previous performances. So GPT-4 doesn't help. Actually, it decreases the cognitive abilities of the students, and this experiment is done in Turkey. Okay. Okay.
Thank you. We will check this report after the class.
Okay. And also I suggest this AI in education policy document action plan from 25 to 29. So this is our Turkey's plan for AI use in education. You can also look at it, but as I say, it doesn't talk about cognitive offloading problem. So it is a very big gap or very big difference. So this report, this talks about it. All the things here, 247 pages, talks about cognitive offloading problem. But our case, it doesn't talk about that. So we need to change it, or we need to do something about it also. So, and this is century of education. Okay, so this is the objective scope. Okay. Okay. Do we have
Okay.
other questions?
Are there any other questions, Şevval Hocam?
I think so far so good.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I will make a simple demo just to see how to interact with this one. So this is the code. So you see, this is the prompt that I'm talking about. So this is the system prompt. It's a very big prompt. Then we have some code how to interact with it. Okay, I will just run it here. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see it. We'll make it. Okay, it's at the bottom. Okay, now we will ask questions. So let's take a question from here. What was the questions? Excuse me. Okay. So let's take this mathematical question. Okay, where was my code? Okay, let's write it here. So this is the question. Now I ask to the LLM. Okay, it says, oh, this is a fun puzzle involving percentages. Let's break it down. If the jacket sells, I can see it. Okay. If the jacket sells for $60 after 25 discount, that means the $60 is 75% of the original price, right? What do you think we could do to find out that 100%? Okay, it helps actually. So I will write this one. Help. No, I will write this thing. Dividing 60 by 75 helps. No, you are onto something here. You are thinking about using division to find the original price. Okay, if 60 presents 75 of the original price, dividing by indeed will help us to find 100% of the original price. Okay, but we need 100%. Okay, so can you try the calculation and see what you get original price? Okay, now sorry. It's just a minute. Because this makes 1%, we multiply it with 100, is the results. No, I will ask it. Exactly. It says you are finding the original price of the jacket. Let's see what comes out to be. What number do you get when you complete the calculation? It doesn't give me the answer. It still asks me the answer. Okay, so what does it do? 60'ı 15'e bölsek 4 bölü 5 değil mi? 4 bölü 5 o zaman 80 yapıyor. Bakalım. Great job. Correct. Okay, so we find. We can also ask, actually our prompt is in English as you see. It is in English, but we can also ask questions in Turkish. For example, we can ask any other questions. If you have questions, I can ask for you. Do you want me to ask any questions?
Hocam, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Since all these concepts are very new for me, I don't have any knowledge about this topic, but that's why I don't know like whether my question is like kind of ridiculous or not. But while using OpenAI sources like ChatGPT, Gemini, or Cloud, I realized that when we give a prompt, when we ask a question, they directly give the answer, which is like
Yes.
plain large language models, right? So, but I want to like use AI to like, promote the critical thinking of the students in the
Yes.
class. So
Yes.
in order to do so, shall I give the Socratic prompt every time to engage critical thinking, problem solving, etc.?
Okay, so it is about how we write our, it is about, actually, it depends on our application. Maybe I have an application, a virtual assistant for you, and that virtual assistant, it has that prompt, and it every time a student asks, it knows how to do it. So it sees one time, but but you don't have that product now. Actually, this is a product. It will be product, but for you, actually you can, let's try something here, for example, but it won't be a product. In that case, you need to write every time that prompt. Okay, let's go to the Claude, by the way. So this is the Claude. So this is Claude. I will give the prompt. What was our simple prompt? Just a minute. So this is the prompt. Now I'm not writing an application. It is just how to use it here. Maybe you don't know Claude. Let's go to the ChatGPT. Okay, so this is the ChatGPT version. Okay, now I give my prompt here. And now I will write my question. Okay, a question. Let's go and find another question. Let's take this one. I didn't read it, but so this is the question.
Your screen now?
Yes, excuse me. Again, I have forgotten it. Sorry. I will open it again. Okay. So this is the now, since there is no product, there is no application. Actually, if we had an application, it would do the thing for us. Or if we know Python, we can write it. But now we are just a teacher and doesn't know how to code. We can, in the ChatGPT browser, we can give our prompt here. So we give here, you are a Socralite, a warm K-12 tutor, and this is what we want from you. Do not give answers directly. And this is the question. So this is the question. Now, it will not, I suppose it will not produce the answer. I'm not so, okay. Now, as you see, what other factors do you think we should keep the same to make the test fair? So it also produces the question, okay. But this is not a very useful thing. Actually, we need an application. Actually, we need a wrapper on the OpenAI so that it will behave as a Socratic tutor, okay. But you can use it, but it is not that useful. And also another question that comes to mind, actually, it is like, who wants something like that? Because we ask questions, it poses the question back to us. So who wants it? Which student wants it, actually? Nobody wants it, actually. But this is what we need. As I is in the last presentation slide, it is like a broccoli or candy. Everyone wants candy, but that candy doesn't help you to really understand that critical cognitive processes. Actually, we need broccoli. So teachers must know this, and they use this kind of tools for their students, because students will not do that on their own. I'm sure about it. Okay.
I think the Soccerful method's gonna be quite beneficial for us, since we're gonna engage the students into critical thinking. But it's a broccoli for us, as you have stated. But it's definitely a candy to use plain large language models for the students here.
Yes.
It's like they're always like searching for direct answers rather than questioning. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay.
Thank you so much, Uzay Hocam, Şevval Hocam, and our participants. Uzay Hocam, again, thank you so much for your informative presentation today. And also thank you so much for the useful concepts in the artificial intelligence literature. We learned about how cognitive offloading hinders critical thinking, and how it hinders the 4C skills in the 21st century. And
Yes.
also we learned about cognitive augmentation and the responsible use of artificial intelligence supports our critical thinking and also higher order thinking skills. And also we learned about the old motto and the new motto today, and the several approaches also in the AI literature, like AI directed, AI supported, AI empowered approaches. And we learned about Socratic questioning, and also the important report of OECD Digital Education Outlook 2026. So exactly, we should examine it if we are interested in artificial intelligence, because it is impossible, I think, not to be interested in artificial intelligence. As you said, everyone uses as
Yes.
humans, we are using artificial intelligence today. So we should examine that kind of reports to be able to use artificial intelligence responsibly and properly. And also, I think as we researchers and teachers should look at the report of National Education Directorate. But as you said, the information on AI is limited in National Education Directorate's report now. So we should look at the OECD's report and other European Unions or European Parliament's reports on AI. And thank you so much, Hocam, again.
Okay.
So that brings us to the end of today's session. And on behalf of all participants, I would like to express our sincere appreciation for your valuable contribution to our project. I also would like to thank all participants for being with us today and for your engaging questions. Hocam, we hope to see you again at our upcoming events. Thank you once again.
Okay.
See you. Have a wonderful day.
Okay. Thank you very much. I am also very happy to be here with you. Okay.
Thank you
See
hocam.
you.
Thank you very much
Kendinize iyi
hocam.
bakın.
See you.
Sağ
Siz de
olun.
hocam.